Welcome to the prep work video for the 5-day Amazon Ad Profit Challenge, sponsored by Amazon Ad School. I'm Brian Cohen, very excited for today. We're going into some of the basics. We're making sure you have your baselines all set for your royalties, but also for your sales rank. And then we will be talking about categories, both for your book's metadata and for your ads, for running category ads. Without further ado, let's get started. Welcome to today's video for the prep work of the challenge, how to establish your baseline, how to target an entire genre, and how to write short and simple ad copy. Now, a lot of people out there say Amazon ads don't work. And it's tough to know, of course, in any industry, what's a rumor and what is a fact, especially when it comes to book marketing. Now, some say Amazon ads are too expensive. There's no way to turn a profit on a $2.99 book. Others will say you can't even get Amazon to spend your money. So we've got to find some kind of middle ground here. Fortunately, over the next week or two, I'm going to dispel many of the rumors to help you achieve what is the main goal of the challenge, to create one or more profitable ad campaigns. My effort here and the efforts of my team are to help you spend less and earn higher royalties. That is the main goal. Now, Amazon does not make figuring this out easy. The ad dashboard actually has several major flaws, and it makes it really difficult to tell if a single ad campaign is doing well or not. You probably, if you've run ads before, have seen this in action. Now, if an ad campaign click leads to a borrow, which is a way that people will get a book if they have a Kindle Unlimited subscription, that actually isn't going to show up anywhere on the dashboard. Kind of surprising. You have clicks coming from your ad campaign, people actually going to your sales page, borrowing the book, does not show up anywhere on your Amazon ad dashboard. So the other thing is, if an Amazon ad click leads to a sale, there is actually a statistically significant chance that it won't show up on the dashboard, even if the sale came from the ad. I've seen this in up to 50% of clicks that lead to sales not actually showing up. This makes it really hard to track anything, right? I have had ads that clearly said $0 in sales, this ad didn't work, that I can actually prove have earned me purchases and pages read, which is how you get paid if your book is in KDP Select. This is why relying on royalties, sales rank, and all of your ads for one book as a whole are much better predictors for profit and success than seeing if an individual ad has led to sales, because that can be very, very misleading. Between the beginning of this challenge, July 13th, and the end on the 21st, the end of the videos, you're going to be assigned homework. We're going to create 3 or more ad types with low bids and budgets. This is going to give us the best chance of profit. There's that old advice going around, just increase your bid in order to get the ad to start working. We do not believe in that philosophy here. During this time, my team and I will clarify the really weird, confusing parts of the ad dashboard to help you know what you're doing. We do have a lot of support here this week, here in the Facebook group, so you'll click from the post here to the Facebook group, and you'll be able to see we have a lot of people helping out. We're going to calculate whether or not you earned a profit over this week's ads, and how to improve your book's ability to profit off of future ads, aka improving your book's conversion rate. Don't worry if you don't know what that means. We're coming to that later. That'll be in video number 4. We need to pick the most relevant targets possible. Relevancy is probably just the second most important word in author advertising, just behind profit, of course. After all, it's not the relevancy challenge, it's the profit challenge. We need to pick targets that are similar. That's what we mean by relevancy. They're similar to our book. This trains Amazon, which runs on computers, this trains Amazon's algorithm to display our ads more frequently at lower bids. This is how you can kind of sneak in lower bids, even if you're in a very popular genre like romance or self-help. I have seen these books get served with lower cost bids if the targets, the things that they're trying to get their ads shown in front of, are as relevant as humanly possible. One of the best ways to do this is to ask Amazon to target our own book's genre or subgenre. So if we're in sci-fi romance, targeting sci-fi romance. If we're in young adult fantasy, targeting young adult fantasy and coming of age. We do this by running sponsored product category ads to our books. So I'm going to run you through that today. You can also enhance your future advertising ability by making sure your book is in up to 10 relevant categories. You may have thought that your book could only be in 2 categories, but actually you can request up to 10, and we'll be going into that a little bit later today. We also want to make sure that the words we use for our ads are relevant. When we run ads to books in our genre, we want to make sure the ad just absolutely fits. It doesn't emphasize the romance if it's a fantasy novel. We want it to really connect with the audience that is going to see our ad. This includes your cover, your title, and your ad copy. The copy is referring to copywriting, not the copyright on your book, but copywriting. These are the words that go with your ad. During the challenge, we're going to learn the ins and outs of proper copywriting to make our ads more clickable so that people will actually see our ad, say, "That sounds good," and click on it. But today, we're going to keep things really simple. We have a very effective copywriting formula for category ads that I will share in today's video. I know that running ads, paying money for marketing can cause stress. Even if you're an experienced marketer, I've heard of people who have 20 years of experience running Amazon ads and feeling a little timid about it. So I recommend worrying less about whether you're doing something wrong. I've seen so many posts from these challenges of people saying, "Did I do this right? Did I do this right?" Don't worry about that. It's okay. We really are all in this together. Some of your ads might not spend a dime, which is normal. 0 impressions, 0 clicks. Some ads don't ever serve. This is normal. Other ads might get rejected for a grammar error that you accidentally put in. It gets rejected. You just create a new one. It's okay. These things happen. Do not worry. Do not cause yourself extra anxiety here. As long as you pay attention and follow the steps that we lay out in the challenge, you are likely to spend less and earn more during this event. I know it's hard to say, trust me, but I have really tried my best to help authors to get more profit and to be more successful, and it's something that is kind of my life calling, so I hope that you'll go with me on this. Try to enjoy this. Try to enjoy the ride. So many authors who I've seen have success started here at the beginning with Amazon ads. So I hope you have some fun while you're trying on something new. Here's how the challenge is going to work. Counting today's video, we will have 6 lessons for you to learn in video blog post format. Each day, you're also going to have homework and 2 opportunities for extra credit. You can post in the 5-Day Amazon Ad Challenge Facebook group. Yes, you can keep it to yourself, but it's more fun when you post it in the group for everybody to see. You are also encouraged to comment on other authors' posts in a positive and encouraging way. Yes, encouragement. Because together everyone achieves more. We get a lot more energy by everybody going toward the same goal. We are also going to have a live Q&A in the Facebook group at 3 p.m. Eastern each day that a video comes out. So that would be Monday, today if you're watching this live, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the following Monday. And then we have a big last day party webinar in which I'll also share tips on how to scale your Amazon ads. That is coming on Tuesday, July 21st. I hope that sounds good to you. It sounds good to me. Let's get into things. Here's what you're going to learn today. How to make sure your account is in good standing to run Amazon ads. You're also going to learn where to look to establish your baseline royalties and sales rank. We haven't talked about that in a previous challenge. This is brand new. We're going to go into why that's important as well for the book that you're advertising. You're also going to learn what you need to know to set up your first or your next sponsored product category ad. And we will also learn a very easy line of ad copy that you can write that is going to help target the most relevant readers, the readers who are most likely to read your book in your genre. Here's what you're going to need. Internet browser. It's a lot easier than doing it on your phone. Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing account. Yes, there are workarounds if you don't have a KDP account, but we are going to be focusing mostly on KDP type of ads today. You'll also need an Author Central account. Very easy to set up if you already have a KDP account. And you will need enough time to watch and review this very video and 30 to 60 minutes to do the homework. So, I hope you're excited because I am too. Here is what is coming up in the challenge to look forward to. You'll learn how to gather relevant keyword targets without using scary spreadsheets. You will learn how metadata, like your book's categories and keywords, can impact your auto-targeted ads. You will also learn how to edit a line of ad copy until it provokes an emotional reaction in your potential reader that it's going to get future superfans clicking your ads. And of course, much, much more. That's not all the good stuff. I don't want to spoil it for you. So if you have never jumped into Amazon ads or it's been a while, you want to make sure that you can get in. You're going to sign into your Amazon KDP account. You can go to advertising.amazon.com. We are not recommending UK or Germany or other country ads during this challenge. We are recommending you do US ads only. Choose the US as what country you're coming in from. Sign in using the middle advertising console option. If you run into trouble, because some people have tried to go in that easy way and it's blocked for whatever reason, there is a backdoor. You can go in through your KDP bookshelf. You'll click the Promote and Advertise button, and then you're going to select Create an Ad Campaign in the US. That will take you straight in. And then you are going to make sure your credit card, everything is added in there. I have found that authors during the challenge usually spend fewer than $5 a day during the event, just as a heads up. But you scroll to the top left. Actually, I think they're horizontal lines. You select Billing and Payments. Check your settings. Add a card if you don't have one to ensure that your account is up to date. Now, it is possible to run ads in these other countries, but we're starting with the US. It is the biggest market. It is the one that is most likely to yield profit for you. We are not going to dabble in the other country ads. Even if your book seems completely geared for the UK or for Germany, I still believe that starting in the US is the best way for all of us to begin at the exact same point here. If you are truly trying to gain a profit may not be your big goal here. It is my hope that you are looking for profit. If you're trying to get profit, I hope you'll stick with me on running ads in the US. There's some pitfalls when you're starting an account. If you're having trouble getting your payment info to stick, I recommend logging in and out a few times, continuing to put it in. Usually that does the trick. If you can't log in through regular advertising.amazon.com, try that backdoor method. Go to your bookshelf, promote and advertise, and then pick Run an Ad Campaign in the US. If Amazon says you can't create an ad for any particular reason, for now, just create the ad in draft form, call Author Central, see if they can't get that problem figured out for you. That does happen from time to time, but fortunately you can talk to support, see if they can walk you through a solution. If all of your old campaigns that you've run before are not showing up, make sure that you've closed out of any filters and that you have your campaign dates set properly. If they're just showing today's ads and you haven't created any in a while, then nothing is going to show up. So make sure that you have all filters closed out, the right dates selected. We need to know if we're going to be running something new. Any new type of marketing needs this. How well is our book done without the ads or with the previous types of ads we ran to determine our profit? Now, the regular KDP dashboard isn't great for this because it doesn't show you all the numbers. There are some paid premium tools like Reader Links or Book Report that work well if you have them. But I recommend KDP Beta Dashboard's Royalty Report. This is the best free way to see how your ads, see how your books are doing this particular month. And we recommend, even if you're in a different country, set this to US dollars. Then it will be the same currency as your ad spend. Whatever tool you do use, don't just look at your Amazon ad dashboard, because this is a not good way, this is a bad way of determining the effectiveness of your ads. Even Amazon, when probed, has not trusted their own numbers. In November, I spoke with a rep at Amazon Ads who agreed with me that certain columns in the ad dashboard for sales, orders, advertising cost of sales are not accurate. Don't worry if you don't know what those things mean. They're not accurate anyway. So yes, according to Amazon, if you only look at the ad dashboard for your sales numbers, you will be calculating your profit incorrectly. Now, as I mentioned, even if an ad shows up as having $0.00 in sales, it could be wrong, especially if your book is in Kindle Unlimited. Then it could be just flat out inaccurate. So I recommend you check the KDP Beta dashboard or another tool, because it's the only way to know if what we've earned in total from our advertising efforts is more than the amount we spent, which we'll go into more in depth throughout the challenge. I know that it's inconvenient to check two places, but I still see hundreds and hundreds of people every challenge saying, what's happening with my ads? And they only take a picture of the ad dashboard. That is not all the data. So you will get the hang of this when it becomes part of your everyday process. Now, there's a problem with a book that's in Kindle Unlimited, right? You can't see KU borrows. You can't see pages read on the Amazon ad dashboard. So how do you know if an ad is working if your book is exclusive to Amazon, it's in KDP Select? How do you know if the ad is actually leading to people read your book? So this is an interesting quirk. A lot of people don't know this. You don't get paid until someone starts reading your book, because you get paid by the page. But as soon as someone borrows your book, they add it to their Kindle device for their 10 Kindle Unlimited books, you immediately see an improvement in sales rank. So when someone borrows the book, which is sometimes referred to as a ghost borrow, you immediately see an improvement in sales rank. An improvement means the number goes lower, like from 20,000 to 15,000. That means if you can look for an improvement in sales rank on a book that you're advertising, you can get a pretty good idea of when a Kindle Unlimited user has borrowed your book as a result of the ad. So we just need to keep an eye on that sales rank. The other part of sales rank, if you're looking at a paperback book, you see a sales rank improvement when the book is purchased, but you won't actually see the royalties until it ships. So you can actually use this sales rank hack for your paperback books as well. If you see the spike, then you can assume that a paperback sale is going to be credited soon. You can look at your book sales rank on your Amazon sales page. It shows one number there. And so you can look at that at any given moment in time. You can track your sales rank over time using something called Author Central. A lot of people have Author Central accounts. Some have never used it. This is essentially a free account to look at your sales rank and add some other bells and whistles to your sales page. All you need to do, log in to Author Central. Look at your book's ranking over a 2-week or 1-month period to chart the highs and the lows of your sales rank. Then, if you're running ads and you see your sales rank improve, you can guess that one or more of your ads' clicks led to a Kindle Unlimited borrow. And if you see the borrow, hopefully, more often than not, you're going to see an improvement in pages read. And each page right now is paying out at about 0.4 of a cent. If you have books with a small press or a traditional publisher, you can run ads and you can track sales rank. It's a little tougher though. You'll have to create an account with Publish Drive to run Amazon ads. And you'll have to use a different sales rank tracker if you don't have access to Author Central, like Kindle Nation Daily's ebook tracker. This will help you keep an eye on sales rank over time. So see the blog post below for those links, more resources on running ads for books that don't have access to a Kindle Direct Publishing account. You might want to see a peek at my screen. You might find it helpful. Well, I do love being helpful. So let's take a look at your Amazon ad dashboard. Now, I recommend signing in to your KDP account first. Then you can go to advertising.amazon.com, click the sign in button. Once you sign in, once you tell it to sign in, you'll select Advertising Console. You'll click there. And if you're signed into KDP, it should let you in. If you're running into any trouble with that, the backdoor method is you go to your KDP bookshelf, you go to one of your books, and you'll see this Promote and Advertise button. You click on that. Once you click on that, you're going to see here on the right side this Run an Ad Campaign section. You will choose Amazon.com. Remember, we're sticking to just the US store. Click Create an Ad Campaign, and there you go. You'll be ready to set that up. Now, if you've never run the ads, you will need to go look at these 3, they are horizontal lines in the top left corner. You're going to click on Billing and Payments, and you're going to make sure that your payment method is added in there. You will need to add your address. You will need to add all of that, and then you are going to need to put in your address, everything in there to make sure that the account is all set up. Now, if you're in the US, you don't need to put in a VAT number. If you are in the UK or another country that uses this value-added tax and you are VAT registered, you will need to put it in. Now, just a note for folks in the UK, other European countries, you do get upcharged about 20% running ads due to value-added tax. If you are not happy with that, my apologies. Talk to your local government official to try to get that out of there. But this is not for folks in the US. You do not have to worry about the VAT added tax there. So we're not going to set up an ad quite yet, but I do want to show you the KDP beta reports. Now, if you are back on your KDP page, you will actually see when you go to reports, it has a button here for the new KDP Reports Beta. This dashboard just shows you today's earnings. If you click on the royalties estimator, you'll be able to see how much you've earned for this month. Now, if you're going to be running an ad on one particular book, you're going to deselect all, and you will choose that book. Let's say I was going to run it on The Dark Souls. That is my ebook and my paperback. We'll see that this has not had much in sales this month to this point. So we would keep an eye on this number here. The other numbers we want to keep an eye on. We want to go to our Author Central account at authorcentral.amazon.com. If you don't have an account, just sign into KDP and then sign in here. Now, we're going to look at sales rank, and we're going to see our books here. If you don't see one of your books, you will need to go to books and you will need to add more books. But if your books are in here, we can go in here and we can search for the book we want to use. So there was my book, The Dark Souls. And we won't worry about the paperback. We'll worry about the Kindle edition right here. So we're going to look at the last couple weeks. What has the sales rank done? We see our lowest or worst is 333,000. And we see our best is 74,000. So we want to keep track of that ranking of the bottom and the top. This is very important if your book is in Kindle Unlimited, and if you are just selling a paperback of a book, you can keep an eye on that ranking as well. What is a category? Well, it's a grouping of books that your ebooks and your paperbacks can be classified into on Amazon. Amazon has over 7,000 categories, subcategories, subcategories for adult, teen and YA, children's, nonfiction books, etc. Now, a category is also one of the pieces of metadata for your book that Amazon's algorithm uses to help get the right titles in the hands of relevant readers. They want the books in a certain category to fit that category so that they can give books to the people looking for young adult fantasy books, for nonfiction books on making more money. And when you pick categories for your book that best fit it, you give your novel or your nonfiction the best chance to reach your target customers. When you publish your book through KDP, you choose 2 categories. It's part of the BISAC, Book Industry Standards and Communications, list of codes. But these categories aren't really a perfect match with Amazon's categories, so you'll pick them and then you kind of see what categories you got added to. But in order to make sure you get into the exact right categories for your book, you can reach out to Author Central or Kindle Direct Publishing, and you can ask to get into different categories. And here's the surprise for a lot of newer authors. You can request to be in up to 10 categories. 10 Kindle categories for your ebook, 10 book categories for your paperback. Not just the 2 BISAC categories that you pick when you're initially publishing. This is crazy, but it is true. How do you get into 10? Well, to make the request, you'll simply go to the help desk of your preferred site. I've heard Author Central is slightly more responsive here. Then you're going to send them the entire category string. This includes Kindle Store, followed by Romance, followed by all the other subcategories. Kindle Store, Kindle eBooks, Romance, Mystery and Suspense Romance, Mystery Romance. That is what the store wants to get. That is what the help desk wants to receive from you in order to put you in that category. If you do not give the entire string, if you just say Mystery Romance, you're going to get pushback and they're going to say, send us the whole category. Now, if you go to the KDP support option, you can actually copy their template and use that to submit to Author Central. I found that's a nice little hack because Author Central is a little quicker. It's the fastest way to get your request answered. So where do you find these categories even? Well, the categories used to be located at the bottom of every Amazon sales page. Now they're actually hidden in the page, web pages code, which doesn't really help all of us who can't read web page code. But Rick Helwell over at Booklink, yes, it doesn't have the OO or the I, but it's BKLNK, has put together a really great and free tool that makes category research super easy. Barely an inconvenience. If anyone gets that joke, I will be really, really happy. So go to bklnk.com and click on the cat finder. It's not for cats, it's actually for categories. Use your book's ASIN, your book's special Amazon number, to see what categories you're already in. From there, you can put in the ASIN of any book in your category to see what categories that book is in. You find those relevant potential targets to see what categories those are in, and then you can request that Author Central or KDP add your book to those categories so you can be a part of the fun too. And this can increase your visibility, and it can make some of your other types of ads, like auto-targeted ads, serve those other categories as well. Here's that process for researching. You copy either the ASIN number or the ISBN number from the URLs of multiple Amazon books. The web link, you can find it in there. It's also on every sales page in the product details section. You can paste them into a spreadsheet or a text document. Then you're going to take one of the numbers, paste it into the cat finder, and then you're going to see there's this whole list of categories. You can copy the categories that might fit your book into a tab on your spreadsheet, new section of your text document, and then you can repeat steps 2 and 3 until you have 5 to 10 categories to try in. Maybe not just getting KDP to add them, but also running sponsored product category ads. So here's a little bonus tip. BookLink recently added a feature called Catalyze, which will allow you to see what other categories are in the top 100 of the category you're searching. So you can get a deeper look. It spiders the site. I don't know exactly how it does it. I sound old when I say that kind of stuff, but you can see what other categories the top 100 of your category is in. So those books are in a variety of categories, and you'll be able to find some options for running ads to or for putting your book into. This is really perfect for figuring out new categories that you have just never even thought of before to start running new sponsored product category ads to. How do you run those ads? Well, these types of ads take a sort of shotgun approach to get our ads in front of genre readers we might not have found otherwise. This allows you to target buyers of that specific subgenre, and your book doesn't even need to be in that category for you to target it. Now, there is no limit of how many you can run. I've seen people do over 20, but in my opinion, it makes sense to only pick relevant categories and no more than 10 categories at the beginning. It's also worth noting, you can only pick book or Audible categories for the US store, no Kindle categories. I don't know why, but that is how it is. And when you choose these categories, you want to get as specific as possible, not just fantasy as all of the subgenres under fantasy, but fantasy, coming of age, etc. You want to get really, really narrow here. How do you set up a category ad? Well, first, pick a name that's going to be a good acronym. So for the viral superhero series, I do TVS. Then you'll use the acronym for Sponsored Product Category, SPC. Then you might say, what type of copy am I using? I'm using the what it is copy, the WII. And then I'm putting in the bid type, which is 30, or the bid amount, which is 30. You could also put in other things here, like what category it is. Then you're going to pick your budget, your duration, and your ad type. We're going to start with $5 a day budget, and we are choosing, for a very good reason, July 31st for the end date. And then you're going to choose a manual ad type. You will pick custom because we are going to include custom copywriting. You're going to pick the book that you want to pick. You could pick the ebook or the paperback. We can start with the ebook. And then you're going to select product targeting, which is where you search for categories. I recommend you pick one category per ad. Everyone's going to not listen to me, but that's what I'm saying here. You're going to use a 30 to 35 cent bid. I would recommend 30 cents if your book is a standalone, 35 cents if your book is the first in a series, or if the suggested bid is lower than 30 cents, just pick 1 penny higher than the suggested bid. Then you're going to write your what it is copy. Now I'm going to share the info on that in just a few slides. From there, double check that your bids are right, click Create Campaign, and then you're all set. When you go tab over to Product Targeting, you're going to see some suggested categories Amazon thinks you should choose, and you're going to see a Search tab. You're going to click in there in the search, and you're going to use one word at a time. Don't try to put in fantasy coming of age, because nothing will show up. Use one word at a time, search that, then scroll down to look for the appropriate category for your book. Sometimes no scroll bar appears there, so you may just need to click in the box somewhere and kind of scroll down with your mouse. But usually there are way more than just 5 categories, and so if you're only seeing 5, try to scroll down. Just click in the middle of the results, use your cursor keys to get down there to find these other potential category targets. Now, there are some possible pitfalls. I never recommend selecting the suggested bid or clicking the word apply. This is going to increase your bid higher than is needed and will lead to less or no profit. Some categories randomly have different names than they do on Amazon. Christian fiction in advertising shows up as religious fiction. So try some related words if you can't find your category. Some titles are not truly in your genre and might be clogging up the top 100 list for your book. If you see a category that is very clogged with the wrong books, you may want to avoid running an ad to that category. For instance, superhero books are really clogged with romance and non-superhero books. Now, I know it's scary. In the homework and the extra credit, we're going to suggest creating more than one ad. I just want you to know, even though you choose $5 budget per day, Amazon is unlikely to spend your entire budget at low bids. If they do start to spend higher than you feel comfortable with, you can always dial back the bid. You can lower the bid at any time. We say it so much to double check your bid, but a handful of authors every challenge fails to do this and will accidentally bid $1. So please do verify before you run the campaign that the ad is actually bidding 30 cents for a standalone, 35 cents for a series starter or box set. There are a few settings you don't need to worry about right now. We'll talk about negative targeting in the bonus webinar. For now, you can leave that alone. Bid adjustment, only use this if you're already profiting heavily, so don't. And anything else other than what I share with you. So we're going to do dynamic down bid only. I will show you this in just a second. It is tempting to try to jam-pack these ads with as many categories as possible, but I recommend putting no more than one category. Even though it takes more time to do a separate ad for each category, it's going to be more helpful for your results in the long run. I'm going to suggest patience. I'm going to suggest waiting multiple times during this challenge, and I really do hope that you will listen to me. I know that if you need royalties now, you need these to work now. The slow and steady approach seems kind of crazy, but the more you apply gradual, deliberate strategies to your advertising, the more likely you are to turn a profit. You're going to get an email when you send in an ad that says your ad has been moderated. This is not a bad thing. This is the email authors receive when an ad has been accepted. Yeah, the language is pretty weird, but I want you to check the email, look through it, and if it says eligible to be served, that means your ad is good to go. If the email says the ad isn't eligible for some reason, check inside to see what the problem might be. Once you've identified the issue, you will need to create a brand new ad because there is no way to edit existing rejected ads, and then try again to get it through. Writing the words to your ads can be difficult. A lot of authors trust my copywriting team at Best Page Forward to do it for them. And you can actually create an ad with no copy. It's called standard. This will avoid you having to write it at all. I have found that personally, my ads perform better with copy. So I'll run you through the process of writing 2 different kinds during the challenge. We are going to keep it simple and easy for today. We're going to tell them what it is. Now, for some readers, just finding out that, hey, this book is in the genre I like is all they really need to know to click. That's why one of the simplest pieces of copy you can write is the what it is ad. Here's the formula. Title is a adjective genre type of book in the series name series. Now, if it's not a series, we can leave that part out. So it's really just the most simplest thing what this book actually is. If your book isn't part of a series, you'd just say title is an adjective genre type of book. Don't worry, I have examples. Fiction. Here, we'll put all these out. Hunger Games is the thrilling first installment in the Hunger Games series of dystopian YA novels. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is the enchanting first tale in the Harry Potter series of magical YA novels, or magical middle grade novels. The Goldfinch is an instant classic of a standalone literary fiction novel. Keep it simple, keep it short, and double check your spelling and punctuation. Atomic Habits is a step-by-step personal development book for making healthy habits stick. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is a groundbreaking personal development book for individuals and business owners. And hey, How to Write a Sizzling Synopsis is a copywriting book for authors. Once you have written your copy, paste it into wordcounter.net to make sure it's under 150 characters. And then you can use it in your first or your next custom copy ad. Here's a few notes on ad copy. It needs to be more than 50 characters and under 150 characters. This does include spaces and punctuation. Ad copy displays below or to the side of your ad when it comes up on a search. You can use the preview ad function in your ad campaign's campaign settings to see what your ad is going to look like in the wild. Now, you want to turn off your ad blocker if you have one, because otherwise your ad preview is going to show up as blank. So make sure your ad blocker is off. Better ad copy can improve your click-through rate, which is a good thing because that is what Amazon uses to determine relevancy. This will impact how often Amazon shows your ad off to the right readers. Now, with everything combined, the best possible genre-appropriate cover, really strong reviews, and stellar ad copy, this can help turn your ad into a low-cost unicorn, which is where the ad serves frequently with a low bid and just keeps on serving. This is a rare but profitable scenario. We all want ourselves a unicorn. Now, I know that was a lot to take in, but don't worry. I do have some pretty pictures to show you. So, we're going to take a look here at BookLink. This is booklink.com. Here we have the cat finder up, and I have put in my book's ASIN number, and I'm clicking Go Find. Now, your ASIN number lives in your book URL, or it lives all the way down here in your product details. So we plugged that in there, and we can see these are the categories that are currently set for this book. Now, there's not 10 here, so we could absolutely try to add to this. But if we use this catalyze button, we will actually be able to see some of the other categories that the top 100 for young adult sci-fi are in. So we go here and we see, look at this, teen and young adult survival stories on the book side, children's sci-fi and fantasy, children's science fiction books. We see down here our Kindle books, teen and young adult social issues, teen and young adult sci-fi action and adventure. So we can take some of these, we could copy them, and we could put them into a separate document to look at, hey, which one might be a better fit for my book. So when you do this, you will need to kind of go back into the cat finder to go back to the beginning. You might look at, say, let's look at one of the books in my Also Bots. Let's see if my Also Bots are showing up down here. We have some of the other books in my series, and then we see Star Child. So we'll get Leo Petracci's book here. We'll plug that into Cat Finder, and we will click Go Find, and then we will be able to see, hey, maybe we could try to get into paranormal and urban fantasy as well. Maybe we could try to get into that as our book category. So as a reminder, you can ask Author Central to be added to more book categories for your paperback or Kindle categories for your ebook. How do you do this? Well, if you go over to KDP, you can go to the Help section here, all the way in the bottom left, you will see a Contact Us button. You'll click here. You'll go past this extra info here. You're going to click on Amazon product page and expanded distribution. I know in different countries this can be in a different order, so I definitely recommend searching for it. And then you're going to click Update Amazon Categories. Now I recommend you don't even send to KDP support. You copy this. We're going to go over to Author Central. We're going to click on the Help button here. We're going to click Contact Us. Then we've got a few questions to answer. We're going to do My Books, Update Information, Browse Categories. I want to update. And then we're going to choose email. You could also choose phone, but I'm choosing email. And then we're going to paste that support template over from KDP over to Author Central. Now we're going to have to tell them what book we want. We have to give them our ASIN. We have to say we want this in the .com store and we want it for our ebook or our paperback. We're not going to remove any categories, so we can delete that unless you find that your book is in a really weird one. And then you're going to say what category you want to be added into. Well, maybe that category will be paranormal and urban fantasy. So you would copy that over from BookLink, and you would just paste it right in here. So that is how you submit to be added to an additional category, up to 10 Kindle categories for your ebook, up to 10 book categories for your paperback. Let's create an ad, shall we? So we are going to go to Create Campaign. This is in your ad dashboard. You're going to click Create Campaign here. We're doing a sponsored product ad. Click there. We will do this for the Dark Souls SPC. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Dark Souls SPC. I'm going to use the What It Is copy. I'm going to send this to Paranormal. And I'm going to do 35 cents as my bid. You can add this to a folder known as a portfolio. We'll go into that a little bit later in the challenge, but this is essentially a separate folder where you can put your ads. We're going to put the end date of July 31st. Sometimes when you choose a shorter amount of time, Amazon is more likely to show your ad. Daily budget of 5. Manual targeting. Dynamic bid down only, so we're not changing that. Custom text ad, so we're not changing that. Then we're going to pick our book, so we plug that in here, Dark Souls. Wait for that to come up. We're going to do the ebook edition. You can only add one product if you're doing a custom ad. We're going to choose product targeting, not keyword targeting. Product. This is where we change our bid to 35 cents. Double, triple check this. Now we see some suggested ones here. I'm going to click on the search. I'm going to go to paranormal. We see here we have some Audible categories for paranormal. And we see some books, but we don't want paranormal romance. We want paranormal and urban fantasy. As a reminder, you can only choose book categories, not Kindle categories. Select target. We see this down here. It has been added. Do not click apply. Do not click apply all. Now, let's say this number was 21 cents and not 40. Then we would make this 22 cents to be just 1 cent above. But we're going to stick with 35 cents for now. Don't need to worry about negative targeting. But we do need to add our What It Is copy. Fortunately, if we go back to the Dark Souls, I have the What It Is copy in my own book description. So we'll go back up here and we will say, The Dark Souls is the first novel in the action-packed viral superhero series. Copy, paste. Now you'll see it's just enough categories. And we see that it's looking good here. We'll double check everything. We've got our name right. We've got our end date right. We've got our $5 budget. Our manual targeting. Dynamic bids down only. Custom text ad. We have our book selected. We have product selected. We have added a category by searching for one word at a time. We have it in here. We have the right bid, 35 cents or 30 cents or 1 penny above the suggested. We have our creative. Then we are going to click Launch Campaign, and as a reminder, you will see this moderation email coming in from you'll see this coming in from your Amazon ad team. And if you do not see a green message here, you may need to fix something in your ad account settings. But that is how you create a category ad with the What It Is copy. The top priority for this challenge for you is profit. That is the whole point of the Profit Challenge. In the coming days, we're going to run multiple ad types to try to spend some money on advertising in the hopes of actually earning more than that amount in royalties during the same time period. Now, when we know our baseline royalties, it's going to help us know if we've succeeded. So you have to get that number written down. But here is priority number 2. We also want to know if our ads look to be profitable in the future. This is why understanding our sales rank and seeing if this metric improves is going to be so essential. You could have a week that looks unprofitable on paper that actually turns into a profit once the pages read come in. And if an ad even has a chance of working, $0 sales, but you see that your sales rank has gone up, then I recommend keeping your ads running, not turning anything off. Now, we will reevaluate our sales rank during video number 4, which will come at you next week. Now, your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to study each of these videos and then complete the accompanying homework. Each day, we're going to have 1 homework assignment, 2 extra credit opportunities. You can and should post your answers in the challenge Facebook group. The link is in the post below. It is also part of our mission. Look, this is tough sometimes. We need to stay positive. We need to stay together as a community, especially during such a crazy time in our world. And so we want to give each other the confidence and motivation to get the work accomplished. So I am very excited to see how much you're going to learn and grow in the coming days of the challenge. Here is the prep work homework, video number 0 homework. Sign into KDP, sign into Amazon advertising, make sure your payment settings are updated. You're going to use the KDP beta dashboard to learn this month's royalties for the book or books you plan to advertise. So you want to separately look at how is this book doing. Then you're going to use Author Central to check your highest and lowest sales ranks for your book that you're advertising in the last 2 weeks. Then you want to share your current monthly royalties and your sales rank range in the challenge Facebook group with the hashtag JulyVid0. We're doing hashtags this time around. Hashtag JulyVid0. Then I would love it if you would comment on another author's homework post with some encouragement, some gifts, some stickers, anything at all that bring the positivity. We have some extra credit for you. First, you are going to conduct research on booklink.com, BKLNK.com, to find 5 or more categories that could be relevant for one of your books. You're going to use your findings to create 1 or more sponsored product category ads with a 30, 35 cent, or 1 cent higher than suggested bid. Remember, if you have a standalone book, 30 cents. If you have a series starter like a book 1 or a box set, 35 cents. If the suggested bid of the category is under 30 cents, just do 1 cent higher. So you're going to have a $5 budget. You're going to set your end date for July 31st. Then you're going to write your What It Is copy. and use that for the copy on your new sponsored product category ad. Then I'd like you to post a screenshot of your Amazon ad dashboard with your new campaigns to the Facebook group with the hashtag JulyVid0EC1. JulyVid0EC1. Then I'd love for you to comment on another author's post to give them some much needed virtual high fives. Boom, my daughter and I like to try to get a really loud high five. She's 3 and it's very cute. Prep work extra credit number 2. I want you to look at your calendar for the upcoming week through July 21st. I want you to write down the dates and times that you'll be watching videos 1 through 5. You've already watched video 0 by this point, and completing the homework. I'd also like for you to write down your number 1 goal for this challenge, what you're hoping to accomplish now and into the future with this ad knowledge. Lastly, use the information in today's video to request up to 5 additional categories for your book from Author Central. I have a very specific reason why we're doing this now, and you'll find out in video number 2, actually. Then I'd like you to share your plan for completing the homework and your goal in a new post in the Facebook group with the hashtag JulyVid0EC2. Then hey, spread some happiness to another author in the group by commenting on their post as well. Now I want to give you a little note on running feedback and sharing comments in the group. For the purposes of this challenge, I only want you to provide positive feedback on ad copy. No matter how well-meaning your potential criticism might be, this is about creation and learning, not so much with trying to revise people's ads that they already created. So if you see anybody giving really mean criticism, then please just gently steer the comments back toward encouragement. In other words, I will turn this car right around if we are not all very nice to each other. So here is what's next in the Amazon Ad Profit Challenge. We have 5 more powerful videos to share with you. And in the next one, we're going to discuss how to find relevant keywords for your book and how to find them without even touching a spreadsheet. Now today, if you're watching this live, I will be in the Facebook group at 3 p.m. Eastern for a live Q&A session. Until then, head to the group, do some homework, and I will see you in there. Thank you again for being a part of this challenge. I truly do appreciate it.
Thank you so much for watching the video. Remember, please post your homework in the 5-Day Amazon Ad Challenge Facebook group. There will be a Facebook Live today, if you're watching this live, at 3 p.m. Eastern in the Facebook group. There will also be multiple Facebook Lives if you happen to miss the first one. It'll be on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and the following Monday, 5 in total. Just hop on by the group at 3 p.m. Eastern, and you will see me there. So thank you again for watching. I really appreciate it. And now it's time to get to work. I will see you and your homework in the group.